We're studying IGCSE ICT, and let's recap what we've done so far. We've looked at, in the last class, we looked at CSS. We looked at all the attributes and functions, attributes and properties. Like, how do you change the background color? How do you change the position of an image? How do you change the position of text? How do you put the color of the text? It's not that difficult. All you have to do is go to revise the properties and practice questions. Now, next thing we're doing today is again CSS. But in CSS, the last thing left is classes, which is pretty cool, and table properties, or classes and table. Let's start. Look at the book. I'll start reading from the highlighted part.
You will create create and apply class. You will create two new classes in the style sheet. You will call these red and right. When you define a class, it has a full stop at the start of the class name.
All right, let's see how we define classes. What are classes first? I'll tell you this. Or a class. A class is basically a group of style, let's say style commands, which can be applied to any tag in HTML. So now, Manvi, you asked me, perhaps if you have a table, right? We had a table like this. Now in this table, I had a few things. I had a lot of rows, I had the text. And so far what we learned was, if I had to apply something, it will be applied in everything, right? But you asked me, how do I apply it to just a few cells or everything? And that is where classes come in. Now, if I say this is, let's say, name, and this is class.
Okay.
Okay, now if I say name is Manvi, let's say Manvi, AA, and the class is 10. Ayan is also here, 10. You guys are batch number 2. And let's say we have Alex, class 11, batch 2, batch 3 actually. Now these guys are here. Now what if I want to change the color of this guy, Manvi, to yellow, and the rest of this should stay the same? So all I'll do is I'll go to, in my table row, I have TR.
Yeah.
Inside TR, I have TD. Let's say how many TD do I want? I have two cells in one row, so I have two of these.
Yeah.
Now I have to close all of this as well. Just a second. Perfect. Now that's my row, perhaps.
Yep.
Now in this, what I'm going to store is, I'm going to store a few things. The first one, I'll have Manvi in it. And in the second one, I'll have 10. Fine. Now, I want to just make Manvi red. So what I'm going to do, this is my HTML, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'll have in a CSS file, .css.html. And in this CSS, I'm going to store this .red, and I'll give a few commands inside this. So let's say my commands are color, hashtag, hash. Let's make it red.
So it's FF0000. Yeah.
Yep. Now next thing is I'll put a semicolon. And what else do I
So
want?
how many colors do we have to know except red, green, white, black, and
you don't have to know any colors. They'll give you in the question.
Okay.
Now if I say BG color, and this should be let's say blue. Fine. Now I only want this cell to have this property, not the whole table, because what were we doing earlier? What we were doing was we were just, let's say, writing table right here.
Selector,
table,
yeah.
And then the property like this. So everything inside this table will become like this. Selector and then the property. Yeah. Now, instead what we're doing is we're making a class with a .red thing. .red, I can make .red, or I can make .red, perhaps. Let's remove the background color from here for now. You can keep it if you want. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Manvi, and inside here, I'm just going to say, or not this, but here in CSS, I'll go to, not actually yet, right here. Let's look at the book for a second. Applying, right here. Perfect. Now all I have to do is I have to go inside your cell and I have to say class.red equals to red. Is that clear? And then this cell will get the properties which you mentioned here, not any other cell. So by using these classes, you can give certain let's say characteristics to certain cell, and the rest of the cell will be unaffected. Any questions?
No.
Not really.
So let's continue. That's it, right? Red. Now
So
right,
we're
if you
supposed
want
to put an equal to sign? Okay.
equal to in the HTML. Now before this, you're putting style, right? Style is equals to, then you set color. But instead of doing that, all you have to do is put in the class is equals to this. So start writing this here. That's class. And after class, just write the syntax. In your notebook, syntax is first defining class. Dot class name, any property, or let's say property. Next thing is applying class. In HTML, you have tag class is equals to class name. Tag close. That's all you need to know. Finished? Any questions? And if you have questions, ask me. Otherwise, finish writing. Now, nothing is actually difficult, but the problem is that there's a lot you guys don't really know, or a lot small details which you're missing, which will be asked in the exam. Those small details are going to make the difference between getting an A star or getting an A. Because A star is actually not really easy. People may make it look like it. The percentile required are usually between 90 to 95.
What is the grade threshold?
There's no grade threshold. It's always, it depends on the on how the exam goes, right? It's fixed every year. So I'll tell you how it's done. Percentiles are calculated based, let's say if 1,000 people give an exam, all right? Then from those 1,000, only the top 10 get the A star. So we have 100,000 people. From that only,
A star isn't based on your grade?
It's not based on your, so it's based on how you compare with others. All right? It's your position, your rank based on others. So it's not like if you get, let's say 150, it's an A star. It doesn't work like that. So let's say if everyone got very high marks.
For every subject or for ICT?
For every subject. For every subject. That's how Cambridge works. That's how Cambridge works, right?
So okay, so it's 91 to 100 percentile that gets A star.
Right. 90 to 95. Okay, usually 90, but sometimes the papers are easy, so people score a lot of marks, and the threshold goes up. So the more difficult the paper, the lower the threshold. The easier the paper, the higher the threshold.
Oh, then what is
Then
the grading system with like A's? They say 91 to 100 is A star, and 81 to 90 is A.
Yeah. So that is the thing, right? If you 81 to 90, if you get the threshold 81 to 90, you'll get an A.
No, but
Usually, a
what
lot
if
of
you get
people,
81 to 90%, not percentile?
it doesn't make a difference. So the difference is, it doesn't. Your percentage does not have an effect on your grade. Your percentile has. All right. So
Yeah.
let's say even if you score 95 out of 100 in maths, and this is only 70 percentile, you're getting a C. All right. So maths is quite difficult, and chemistry is usually quite difficult. Finish writing,
Okay.
I hope you have, because tell me, I have to go on quick.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's finish. Okay, that's done. You can apply things to specific tags, right? Just go to that tag and put class is equals to whatever you want. Next thing is CSS tables. Now in tables, you have to do a few things. You have to define what kind of borders you want. Okay, what colors do you want the border to be, and what background should the cells be. Now we've already done background color, I think, yes. Background color, we have finished it, right?
Yeah.
Font color is also done. The only thing remaining, we did fonts, we did font family, we did all of that. The last thing left is these four: border color, border width, border style, and border collapse. So yeah, write this in your notebook. So write first, write table, border properties. And below that, write syntax. Write these four: 1, 2, 3, 4. And after border style, I want you to put a bracket and write dashed, dotted, and double.
Border collapse is just one border, right? Or two?
Yes, one border. Border collapse means that you don't have two lines like these.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what about if you want two lines, it's no collapse?
Yes, no collapse. Well, you
With
don't
a
have to
gap?
just. I'll tell you. The first thing is that you don't have to define a border collapse. Okay. And in border collapse, you'll just say no collapse, right? Just a second. Let me remember. Right. Okay. In border collapse, you just have to say separate. Now, have I given you the HTML file? Not HTML. The Excel file which I created for this chapter.
No.
Have I given it to you? I'll upload it in the GCR. You'll have it. It's so when I started teaching you this, I had to revise it because it's been quite a long time. So I've given all the properties, all the attributes, and all the possible properties in that table for all kinds of things. It's like a list that helps me teach you, and also it will help you revise. So if you don't want the border to be collapsed, you'll write separate. Clear? Any questions?
No.
No, sir.
Separate. Just write bracket and write separate. Tell me when you're done. Ayan, have you finished the biology practicals in your school?
Practicals.
Yeah, for biology, ATP.
Do you mean the test?
The test and learning all of it. Have you done all the types of questions?
Uh,
Drawing, magnification.
Oh, yeah, we had that in our paper.
All right. Because practicals, especially in physics, biology, sciences, are 40 marks each. They do contribute a lot of marks.
Yeah.
Finished? Can I show you a question?
Yeah. I was hoping we could make a whole HTML file from start today because I've sort of forgotten the tables and everything if we don't revise.
Right. We'll solve questions, right? And in those questions, we'll see how we solve them, right? Just a second. So we have 0417. Just let me open the booklet for ICT. Right. This is the question. Read the question. Manvi.
Yes. Create a new word process document. Make sure your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. Save this evidence document in your work area as M22 evidence underscore followed by your center number underscore candidate number. For
No,
example,
that's fine. That's fine. That's not the question. Continue from here.
okay. Locate the following files and store them into your M22 underscore HTML folder. M22
Start from here.
banner. Okay. Display the
That's also-
contents of your M22 underscore HTML folder, showing the folder name, all file names, file extensions, file sizes, image dimensions, and for the video, the frame height and frame width.
All right. Now, what does this mean? Now, when you're doing your practicals, the most important thing is that all the evidence is sent properly to the examiners going to collect your paper. The M22 over here is the paper which I'm showing it here. March 2022, 31. This is the latest one in the booklet. And when you're submitting your paper, you'll have a folder, okay? And inside the folder, you'll have the name, your candidate name, which should be showed in the header of all your HTML files. So in head, you'll have to show all of your name, your candidate number, and the center number. Next thing is, let's look at a question. Start from here. Just a second.
Yeah.
Now, you must have done a paper 3 in school, in your exams. Have you done it?
No, we didn't do practicals yet, so we only get theory papers. We don't get practical papers.
Fine. This is the task which you're getting about for web authoring.
Yeah.
Nayan, read from here.
The web page must be created using a single table and must work in all browsers. The table must be center aligned and fit 80% of the browser window. The table must have a structure as shown in this diagram.
Okay. Now this is your table which you have to create. Okay. How do we create a table like this? Well, our job in this, since you have this table, they've given you the width, they've given you the height, and they're telling you that this table itself must fit 80% of the browser and must be center aligned. Now what that means is, first thing first, let's start. Let's create by making our table. Okay. We'll create the table in a second. First, read from here. I am continue reading.
Each table cell is identified with the letter. Some dimensions are shown. These must be set as percentage values. Do not set the height of cells B, C, D, or E. The cell contents shown in the diagram must not appear in your final web page. Table borders must appear on the final web page.
All right. Now, what this means is all of this, which they're showing here, you don't have to show that in your table. Fine? You just have to make the table. Now, okay, how do we start? First thing first, we'll write what we need over here. We need the table. Let's see what the question is asking us. The question asks us for a few things. The table must be center aligned, and it must occupy, or the size must be 80%. Okay, let's start. Now, to make the table like this, our job will be to first create the table. How do we create a table?
We go to HTML, doc type, and then HTML, and then table.
Table. So let's start by, we'll directly go to the body.
Okay.
Because in the head, all you have to show is your name. And before you do, you link your style sheet. So we link the style sheet and let's make the table. In the body section, you'll make the table. So table. And now what do we need the table to be? We need the table to be with 80%. Style. Width has to be how much? 80%. That's done. Now, okay, width is done. Center aligned. How do I make the table center aligned?
Style, and then in the style thing only, right center.
Line center.
Center. Now we have done margin, haven't we? So margin left will be auto.
Okay.
And margin right will also be auto.
Yeah.
That will make the table center aligned. Now you can write auto if you want, or you can also do the same numbers here. You could try and make it.
50-50.
Auto will be fine. You can make 50%, 50-50, right? Let's say 50 and 50. But the best option to go with is auto, because when you're writing auto, these values exactly have the same value. Okay. And I want the width to be 80%. I don't want to interfere with that. Perhaps if you put a margin too much or too less, the web page will not really be that size. The table will not really be exactly that. So we'll just write auto. So to get center aligned, we need to write margin as left and right auto.
What happens if we don't put the double quotations?
Wait, in the style?
Yeah.
Then your web page will not work, because these are called embedded style sheet, right? Or embedded style commands. You can put all of this in the CSS as well if you want. Both are okay, as long as it works. Now, what else do we need? We have done you can write the style in the CSS as well. How do we do that? All you have to do is use the selector table, and then inside there, put this exact same thing here. Take this from here and put it right here inside the table. Is that clear? Any questions?
No.
Let's move on. Now, next thing we have to do is, we have done this. Fine. We'll close the table.
But you need to put the TR, TD, and you need to
we'll put it inside all of this.
Yeah.
So close your tags first, then put things under it after between them, right? Because what happens sometimes is you'll forget to close the tags later. Now, next thing is, okay, how much should the border width be? The border width, we're going to take it as 1. Now we need to mention the border as well, how thick our border is going to be. So border is going to be 1. Have they told us here? Fine. Unless they specify any other size, 1 should be enough. Next thing is, we have to make our cells, right? Let's see. So first we'll make, how many rows are there? Quickly tell me. How many rows
there's
are there?
4. There's 4 rows.
4 rows. We'll start with this. TR, that close, that's close. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine. Now let's start with the first row. And what happens in the first row is you have only one cell, right? You have only one cell in the first row. And how many cells do you have here?
Sir, one.
One, but how many columns does it occupy?
Oh, two.
2 columns. So we'll have to use column span. Now let's write that here. Since it has one row, 2
Yeah.
column, one cell, so we'll use something called column span. We've done it. Let's write over here. So in the first row, we'll write TD for our cell. Then we'll close the TD. Fine. And now next thing. So first start, close. Inside it, we'll put column span. So col span is equals to how much? 2. That's done. Now what else do I need? I need anything else they've given us here? They've told us that the width and height is 20%. So width is 100%, height is 20%. So let's put that here. So after column span, we'll put style is equals to width. How much?
100%.
And after that, height. How much?
With colon, right? Or equal
Not
to?
colon. Colon. I'm sorry, not equal to colon.
Yeah.
And after that, we'll put 20%. 20%. So this height, this width is that our first row must occupy 100% of the table, 100% of the width of the table.
Yeah.
Okay, and the second thing is the height should be 20% of the table. Done. Now, do we have to put anything? They have not told us to put anything yet. Let's continue with the second row. Second one. And the second one, what are they telling us? They're telling us that we must have two cells, but the second one has one column. How many rows?
3.
3. So we'll use something called row span.
Okay.
Fine. So let's start with TR. We'll put two things here. TD. Now, Manvi, you tell me what should I do after this.
Okay, so go to the TR rows. Actually, go to the. Okay, you need one more TD thing, right?
One more table data cell. Okay, one more cell.
Yeah.
Fine.
TD row span. Okay, go in that one.
First one, okay.
Row.
Or second one.
No, the second one. Yeah.
Okay.
Row span. Equal colon 3.
Not colon, equal.
Okay.
3. Now the first one is quite normal, but we do have all the width should be 65%, the width should be 35%. Right?
Yeah.
Width should be how much? 65% and 35%. We'll put that here.
Yeah.
Style is equals to width 65%, and in the second one, style is equals to width. How much? 35%. That's done. Now we do have more cells below, 2 more rows, right?
Yeah.
We'll just put some stuff in it. We'll put one cell in each.
Yeah.
Now one good habit would be to just put this somewhere over here. You can copy paste. Don't rewrite it all the time. You just take this and copy paste right here. Copy paste right here. Done. Now we don't know what to put inside it. They haven't told us the height or size. Any problems so far? This will give you 7 marks in the exam. Any questions?
No.
Ayan, any questions?
No, sir.
Fine. Now, okay. The paper is for 80 marks. You should know that, right? 80 marks. Let's move on. Next thing, set the page title, the title of the web page to Lake. Read it, Manvi.
Yes. Set the title of the web page to Lake Naivasha homepage.
Lake Naivasha homepage. So before the body, we should have a lot of other stuff as well. We just put that right now. We should have doc type, raise exclamation sign, all caps lock, then HTML. Done. We start our HTML tag, and we'll also close it at the end. Now over here, what else do we have? We have a few more things. We have the head, right?
The title,
It-
yeah.
Inside the head.
So the head is the title is basically the name of the tab, right?
URL, right? The name of the tag. The
Yeah.
tab.
Tab, yeah.
Now title. And now how do I set the title? Can someone tell me?
Title, close the thing, and then slash title, and then in the between you can type Lake Naivasha, whatever
Homepage.
house. Okay, yeah, homepage.
Homepage. Done. Anything else do we have? Well, not really. Fine. Okay. Next, read, Ayan.
Set in the HTML the name of the default target window to self.
Now, have I taught you this?
Is that just like title?
I saw the title. It's the target window. I think we have done this. I've told you this. Now, target window is where do you want the page to open? Okay. Where should it start? So, write in your notebook right now. Target window. And the syntax for this is in the head tag. All you have to put is so this
What's
right
the
here is
definition
the
of target window?
target is where you want the web page to open,
Okay.
right?
Where you want the page to open in the sense
In the
do you want
sense when you
Chrome?
no, not really, no, not Chrome. When you open a website, what should be shown on the web page? Should it start directly in the beginning, or should it start somewhere else? How much should
Oh,
it be
okay.
zoomed in and all of that, right? I'll give you all the things you need to know for this. Target could be target names are a few. All right, I'll tell you what this basically means. Now, the base target tells us where it opens, and it also tells us one more thing. Things like where should the website or document open. Now, what this means is, some of the examples I could give you is, should it open in, let's say, top, or should it open in new window, or should it open in same window, or should it open, let's say, at certain frame. So what this means is, when you open something, how should it open? Is that clear? Now I'll give you the exact terms here. You have blank, which means open in new tab. You have self, which means open in same window. Let's say same frame. Finally, top is open in full body. Now, this is not usually going to be, they don't ask you this. They're just telling you how to do this. So you just have to read and you have to put in your code. Where do you put it? In the head tag, like this. Any questions? Now you have three
No.
options: blank, self, top. Finish writing, tell me when you're done. By the way, self is default. If you don't put anything, self will always be default. Finished?
Yes.
Done, sir.
Now let's continue. Ayan, read.
A, the image m22 banner.jpg. B, a video tag to display m22 lake.mp4 so that it fits the width of the cell. Display an automated text-based error message if the browser does not support this video type. C, the image m22 eagle.jpg.
Getting a few important things here. Those things are, you have to show an image in cell A. This image will be given to you in the folder. Will be provided in the exam. And you'll also be given the MP4 and all the images you need. All you have to do is look at the image and well, the relative folder it will be in the same folder. So all you do is put the name of the file. Now there's some key details here. You can put the image, that's not difficult, but the video, they're asking you to fit the width of this cell. Fit the width of the cell, and it should show an error message if you don't get the video does not play. I think we have done it already in images and videos. You must have seen when the image was not displayed, there was some kind of error, question mark or something. Some kind of image was displayed if the image was not able to load. That's the same thing we have to do. Start with the first one. First one is that in A, the cell A, you have to put the image m22 banner.jpg. So where is the cell A? Cell A is this one. TD column span to this one. Inside this, you have to put the image. Now, can you tell me how do I put the image? Manvi?
Yeah. So IMG and then SRC is equal to, and then whatever the source of the image is, the name of the image. Dot PNG or JPEG or whatever the file type is. And then I believe it was ALT if you want an alternate text. Yeah, and then you can type something.
Fine, that's it. So you have to always give an alternate text. That's compulsory based on what they are telling you right here. So they ask you to write the banner for whatever it is. You should be there. So if the image does not load, that is what should be shown. Next. Now, you're not really getting marks for the banner, but you are getting marks for showing, you're not getting marks for the other text unless they tell you, but you are getting marks for showing the image. That's what the question is. Now, they ask you one more thing. It should fill how much? Well, usually you should directly put 100% in the width. How much? How much should the width be of the image?
The same as the table.
No, it's not same as the table. That's relative. The sizes are relative to each other. So the cell is, let's say, 80%, the table is 80%, or the cell is however much, the image will be 100% of that cell. Fine?
Yeah.
Or 50% of that cell, not the web page, not the table, but that cell. Okay.
So its
so let's put it right
IMG size is equal to, and then you do it, right?
Now we'll put style.
Oh, okay.
And style should be how much? Width 100%.
IMG style with dash pixel height. Okay. Percent.
You can do that as well. Okay. Anything else we're missing? Not really, no. Actually, don't close the IMG tag like this. Fine. The next thing is cell number.
So we're not closing
Cell-
the tab.
It doesn't. So if you look at the syntax for IMG, check it and tell me.
Okay.
I
one
don't think you
second.
close it separately. And do we close it separately? I don't think so. No. All you have to do
We
is
don't.
slash. Okay, for IMG and for video as well. No, I think for video you have to close it, but for IMG you don't close it. Not in that
Okay.
sense. All you have to do is the slash, like the base target. This one.
Okay.
The next thing is in the second cell, B, which is B. B is this, okay, 65% one. Right. Where is it? This one. 65.5%. We have to put a video inside it. So start the video tag. And what do I put here after video? Tell me.
Controls. Okay.
Controls. Okay, controls is good. And what else? They're telling me that the width should be 100%.
So you're supposed to put style for that, right?
Not for video.
Okay.
Just a second. Because we're setting the width of the video itself.
Yeah. Is there a rule that says that which should come before controls?
And not at all. The order doesn't matter. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, the video should be at the first, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
Video. You close video, and inside it you have to put the source tag. And in source you put src. What was the name of it? I think M22 link.
So you're supposed to put the source tag separately?
Yes, for video it's separate. Just revise the book and revise your notes.
And also we need to put an alternate text. So it's ALT, right?
Yes. Just a second. Right here. Okay. So src is done, then we'll put type. Type should be video. Or MP4. Any questions?
No.
Now, okay. Now for videos, the alternate text is for images, Monday. All right, not for
Okay.
videos.
Okay,
In
but then
videos,
they're
all you have to
asking
do
this
is
in
yes.
the question.
So all you have to do is write the text inside the video tag. We can say the video was
Not supported.
let's say is not supported. in your browser.
Yeah.
It's just some niche details which you have to revise the syntax, right? Last thing is put the image. And image m22 eagle.jpg in the cell C. Where is cell C? Cell C is this one. The one with column span, row span 3.
Yeah.
Yep, that one. Okay. In this, I'll just put the image. So img src,
src
m22 eagle dot
dot
jpg.
jpeg. Yeah.
Alt is equals to what? This is image of
Not
eagle for us.
supported. Okay.
And close. That's it. Any size, style, anything like that?
No, they're not asking.
No,
us.
but we'll put it at 200
Okay.
as a default.
So
That
size.
finishes.
Okay, width 100.
With is style with 100. Done. So that finishes all these questions. Now tell
So
me.
how many marks would we receive for a question like this, like in total?
So half the paper is for, so this paper 3 is only going to be website, web authoring, and spreadsheets. Right?
Yeah.
Web authoring and spreadsheets. So spreadsheet is the second half, and the first half, I think, is your web authoring.
Yeah.
You get a total of 20 marks for this, 20 marks for that.
Okay. So it's only 40 marks?
Not 20 marks. No, not 20 marks. 40 marks for this, 40 marks for that, usually.
So we're
it
getting
could be
40 marks
42.
just for this? Oh.
Not just for this, there's more questions to that.
Oh.
There's a lot more. So the rest of this is that you have to put the styling. You have to put the CSS. You have to put some links. You have to put some paragraphs, and that should be it. It's not that difficult actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Not difficult. So just put some things inside the table and change the background colors. I think that's it. We'll do the rest. I'll actually give you as homework. Go through it. Try creating the image. I'll give you the mark scheme and the web page. So this is your homework for the next class. That's all for now. Ayan, any questions? Anything you would like to say?
No, sir.
All right then. There's more homework for you in the GCR, especially for chemistry, biology, and maths. Go through them. You have vectors.
Yeah.
Ayan, you're not taking maths, so vectors for Manvi. And biology, you have the worksheet for biotechnology, and in chemistry, you have the worksheet for equilibria. Those are difficult questions that I've chosen for you from the past papers. All right, take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Manvi, just a second.
Yeah.
Check with Amina about when she's joining, because I think tomorrow you have biology. So she can join with you.
Yeah, she actually wanted to join the other day, but she forgot about it.
All right. Just talk to her. Tell her about the whole process, how it works.
Yeah.
If she has any questions, guide her through it. Help her. And so, will you be joining tomorrow for biology?